Hey, welcome back. Just a quick video on another topic from Chapter 2, really centered around investor constraints. So you've read this in your book, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So think about investor constraints. Everybody kind of has their own typical, our own unique situation. But one of your constraints is going to be your resources. How much money do you have? How many assets do you have? So it's just your general restrictions on obviously you don't have all the money in the world. So that's one of your constraints. Another one of your constraints might be your time horizon. So me, I'm closer to retirement. And so I can, over my lifetime, I've been able to save and invest, and I've got a long time in which to do it. So I can build returns over a long period of time. If my horizon is very short, and I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house, then I am restricted in some of the kinds of investments that I can invest in to make up the returns that I need. So that's another type of constraint. Another constraint, that the main constraint, is probably liquidity. So think about liquidity as how quickly can you get your hands on cash. So a house is probably the best example of a non-liquid asset. It's very difficult to sell your house and get the money out of it in a very short amount of time. A savings account where you have cash in the bank or the credit union, that is as liquid as you can get, right? You can go get your ATM and you've got cash in your hand. So those are the two probably extremes of liquidity. A stock is pretty liquid, right? So a stock is something that you could go into your brokerage account, your online account, you can call your broker, and he or she could sell that stock today. And you probably have the funds in your account, within a few days at the most. You might, if it's an online trade, you might have that in there as soon as that sale settles. So those are some of the constraints there in terms of liquidity. And then there's also taxes. So sometimes you could sell a stock, and the problem is that maybe it's accumulated a lot of value over a period of years. Yeah, you can get that money out very quickly, but you've now got to pay taxes on the capital gains within that sale, which makes while it's still liquid, it doesn't make it something that you particularly might not want to do that because of the tax consequences that go on. The other topic I wanted to discuss very quickly is just something around market timing. A lot of people, they're like, oh, I think the stock's going to go up, I'm going to buy that. Or I think the market's going to tank, so I'm going to sell all my stock and I'm going to put it into cash. Trying to, if you read the paper and you look at the net, or just watch the world of news out there, it's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Look at Boeing, for example, one of the strongest companies in the entire world, building all of these airplanes, all these billions and billions and billions worth of new sales, and now all of a sudden they have a software issue with their airplane, and the stock is dropping very, very sharply. No one could have ever predicted that. So in order to go in and thinking about timing the market, who would have known that would have occurred? So the best thing to do is to not try to time the market, is to get a consistent savings plan that works, where you invest a certain amount of money every month or every week or every 6 months, and do it consistently. And sometimes you'll buy when the market's up, and sometimes you'll buy when the market's down. But over the long term, when the market's down, you're buying more shares, and when the market's up, you're buying less shares. And if you look at the historical trends that you saw in Chapter 1, you see that works over a longer period of time. Sometimes you buy, you're in a good position, sometimes you're not. But if you try to time it, that doesn't work very well. If you read up on people trying to time the market, very few people can do it successfully, especially in the world that we live in today.